Hello everyone, my name is John Michael Bushman and welcome back to Master Duel. What more can I say? Morale has dropped to absolutely zero and we are in a tier 0 format now thanks to Malice being quite literally the most powerful deck Master Duel has ever seen. Nothing, and I mean absolutely nothing, has been touched out of this deck. Even with the new support coming in, the @Ignister support is supposed to help @Ignister, but no. This deck of Alice in Wonderland analogs, now based on malware, is tearing it up so much that there is really no other deck worth playing right now. YuGiOh can try and keep up, and while it can compete, the amount of space that you really need for Malice is not that big. As you can see here, it's a 42 card deck. Ratios can vary depending on the build, but I always prefer to play it safe. While it can hurt the consistency because you don't really need a Harpy's Feather Duster, but you're climbing on the ladder right now. And at the place that I'm at, again, I usually never really reach Master because the amount of time that you really need to dedicate to this game in order to get to Master is just honestly insane. As you're climbing, you will face off against a far larger swath of decks that you're not exactly prepared for. So I just prefer to play it safe, and you can shave the Fuolos though down to maybe just one copy even. But again, playing it safe, and you can even max out on this if you wish. Replace the one Feather Duster for that, and otherwise, yeah, the new support is extremely cracked. Backup @Ignister searches any Dark Cybers, by the way, not just the Wizard. No, it can be your bridge to get to your Malice parts. So there is that. Then Cyber's Wicked is here as a way to both search backup @Ignister and also to extend your combos because he banishes from the Cybers from the graveyard. And wouldn't you know it, all of the Malice monsters have effects when they are banished. Now, the only thing that changed is I had to take out the access code talker. You will need a way to deal with basically stuff that stops banishing. So Artifact Lancia is the most common way to do it because it's a hand trap. But the other one is the oh god, I forget her name already. She's an SR. Here she is, Chaos Hunter. She is an on-board way to basically deal with Malice, and that's the reason why we have Nightmare Cerberus. It's the only way to deal with Chaos Hunter without having to spend too many of your resources in order to stop your opponent from stopping you, basically. Nothing more I can say here. Morale is pretty down at the moment, and sadly I'm part of the problem. And when this came out, actually, I was actually playing it wrong. I was working a little too hard to get to my combos, and then, lo and behold, I will credit Team Samurai X1 for giving me an easy-to-follow guide on a Malice combo with the new cards here. And it's very easy to follow. I highly recommend you go to that channel instead if you want to be guided by somebody who's actually good at playing the game. So, I'm just an average player, and yeah. His guide has basically given me at least a better direction on what to do, and given me clarity on what each of my cards do here. So, without further ado, let's jump back into this rabbit hole. Won the die roll, or rather my opponent won the die roll. And by the way, if the audio quality sounds a little different, because I'm in a different location. I'm on a vacation, and I do this once a year, especially near the week of my birthday. And I take, 4, maybe 5 days off, and I just, relax in a different location. 7th Attention, this usually means that my opponent is on YuGiOh, so I'm not gonna negate that one yet. I believe the better negate would be something like, the Dual Drive, but 7 Tachyon, okay. I mean, yeah, they just die here. Oh, they don't. They're not even gonna die. Well, that's one way to stop things. We're gonna Ash Blossom that. Let's see if they also bring down a Max C. We are ready for the Max C if ever. Okay, cool. Now, because we have Gold Sark, I was more than confident in throwing away the Ash Blossom there. I would have gone for the non-Malice line, so to speak. But since we have Gold Sarcophagus, which is a little too crazy of a card to be having at 2, Hell, maybe even 3. Thankfully, I was prepared for that. God by the grave, thank you very much, opponent. And you will be getting a lot of games like this. Morale, I have never seen morale so down in my goddamn life. The last time it was like this, it was Full Power Tier Limit. And let me tell you, I was there during Full Power Tier Limit. And I wasn't part of the problem, I was trying to solve the problem. And now, me, on the opposite end, being part of the problem, the feeling is just not, it's not good. It's not good at all. But you gotta do what you gotta do, unfortunately. So you just have to, I mean, I've seen in a comment somewhere where Master Duel is in a really rough spot right now, and because of nothing being done to the ban list. But because it's the best official digital way to play Yu-Gi-Oh! You just have to bear with it until Konami does something about it. So it's unfortunate. It's like an abusive relationship, basically. It's sad, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Let's move on to the next duel. Lost a die roll yet again. So let's see what kind of BS my opponent's gonna do. I have Droll, I have Impulse, and on the hand trap ratios, by the way, some builds would prefer Droll over Ash Blossom at this point because of how insanely busted rather, this format is right now, especially with Malice rocking the power level that it is. So it's insane that people are building either to stop Malice or just playing Malice itself. There's no in-between at the current moment. But morale will hopefully continue to improve until Konami does something on the ban list. So let's see what else they do here. Okay, March Hare, they still have full combo in spite of everything. And I don't know if they'll do any more searching from here. But I believe I am just dead. I'll try to fight through it because this is a mirror after all. And if I can fight through their negations, then they can fight through my negations. So there is that. I won't be able to stop them from doing everything because at this point you would prefer to have your Nibiru. And what they did just now is the quote-unquote bread and butter combo for Malice. So they go into Appaloosa from here, and I'll be basically dry with hand traps from here on out. So yeah, there we go. This is about as good as they can get it. The thing about the new support with the Adignisters being added into the game and with Malice being utterly untouched, any hand, basically, any 2 monsters can quite literally give you full combo. Unless you brick really, really hard, it is impossible to not get anything started with this deck now. It's insane. It's way too insane that it's not even funny. So let's just see how far my opponent goes, if at all. I mean, it's possible, of course. It's very, very possible. They have 2 Chessy Cats. Interesting. Oh wait, no. They match White Rabbit first, and then they have a Chessy Cat. I still prefer to just have one of this. She's a soft brick, otherwise, and I'm more inclined to believe the guy at the shop who played this deck for a year. So rather than the digital meta. I mean, granted, the digital meta is far, far different compared to the paper game, but still, there's definitely some merit there because Chessy Cat doesn't really do anything too significant. I mean, she is Ash Blossom bait, she is negation bait and whatnot, but rocking only one of her is more than enough, surprisingly. Everything else needs to be run at 3, especially Dormouse and White Rabbit. March Hare, there are conversations here and there as to how many you should really run of March Hare now, especially with the new Adignisters support. Some builds have 3 even, but having 2 is more than, and it feels right to have only 2 of March Hare. So there is that, and they're just gonna do their combos. So I'll just see you guys at the beginning of my turn. Okay, we're back, and hard to believe that my opponent is still running Dark Fluid, even though we don't really need him anymore. Firewall Dragon is already doing enough work here. Because they wanted the Winmore line of Code of Souls. So, this is pretty tough because they still have Appaloosa up, they have Firewall up with 2 bounces, they have a set card, which I don't know what. I literally walked away from the laptop for a while. They have a pretty stacked graveyard, they have the Save Worm even. This is doing a little, this is a little much even. You don't really need these lines, this line anymore. But I guess, you know, if it still works, it works. So, and it's also like an alternative boss monster and whatnot. But and again, Firewall Dragon already does a pretty goddamn decent job. So, we're pretty much dead here. I don't know if I can even punch through this in spite of everything that I have. So, yeah, this is the state of the game. I will not be remiss. I won't even like be mad that people, you know, walk away from this for a while. So this is completely understandable. That you can just, you know, take a break for a while. Just let us, the content creators, just do this because nobody wants to go through this. Let's move on to the next duel. I don't even know if I should make this video as long as I usually make it because who the hell wants to watch this, unfortunately. I guess people who want to learn how to do the combos with the new support, so we can do that. But first, we're gonna do this. We're gonna play Dormouse here. Use Dormouse. We're gonna banish the March Hare. So this is the bread and butter combo line, especially if you're uninterrupted. So March Hare, she returns herself back to hand, and then you convert the Dormouse into Linguribo, or you know, any one of the other guys also works. But sometimes Link Decoder is the way to go. Then you use Link Decoder here. And then, what else do you have? Oh, we have Chaos Hunter. So before she sets down, we're gonna use March Hare now because it's a quick effect. Now that my opponent is going to have a fighting chance, we are going to use the quote-unquote alternate line of going into Nightmare Cerberus here. By the way, oh wait, no, we already normal summoned. There was a line there where we could have not normal summoned, but I'm choosing not to. So we're gonna do these two. There we go. Then we're gonna get Cerberus. There we go. Cerberus trigger, and we'll even be able to draw one card because he is co-linked. So there is that. Do you have something for this opponent? Do you have an effect Veiler? Because you can't use infinite impermanence here. I am ready for Chaos Hunter. Okay, opponent, you cannot stop me. Oh my god, I think their quote-unquote connection failed. You will be getting a lot of games like this, unfortunately. Oh my god, morale will hopefully improve once something gets done about this. Let's just move on to the next duel. Let's see if I can pull off the full board at least once. One of my previous opponents managed to do it. I want to see if I can do it too. Well, I did get close, but my opponent Chaos Huntered me, and they conceded before I can even do the thing. So we're gonna see if my opponent does something here. Regenesis! Oh, cool! So this is one of those decks that people want to be meta, but I don't know if it's even possible. So they will be able to special summon from the deck. They cannot special summon from the extra deck. So do I stop this? I don't know what the other Regenesis stuff does. During the main phase, this in the graveyard is returned with center, banish it. Okay, target a banished Regenesis monster and then special summon it. So that's a next turn problem. I think I should just Ash this and then hope and pray that all of my other hand traps will get me there if my opponent even makes me draw into it. So we're gonna see if it even gets there. So they're under back C, and let's see if they do anything else from here. If they even special summon. I don't quite remember what the Regenesis monsters do. Oh, they even have a Snake Eyes package. So there is that. Okay, cool. Regenesis Archfiend. Special summon this from your heart by revealing special summon. Okay, if normal special summon, add a Regenesis card from deck or banishment to hand. Then during the opponent's end phase, it was sent there, add to hand. Okay, so it's just a starter. Starter and a searcher. So there's that. They searched a trap card. What does the trap card do? Regenesis Birth. Send 100 Regenesis monster from your deck to your graveyard and target face a monster. Opponent control change face on defense position. So it's a repeatable Book of Moon. During the opponent's turn, send this card to the graveyard. Plus summon as many Regenesis monsters as possible with different names from your hand deck, graveyard, and or banishment. Wait, hand, graveyard, and or banishment. Send them to the graveyard at the end phase. Okay, cool. That's actually a pretty damn good card. Okay. So, let's bait out whatever hand traps that they could potentially have in hand. Let's see what they do here. Lancia! Hello! So they could be special summoning here. So we're gonna allow that. Thankfully, there are Lancia lines with this deck, so I'm not too concerned. But the unfortunate part is that we can't really do much now that I'm looking at it. Because at this moment, I would have preferred that we had a monster that can special summon itself from our hand, unfortunately. But we do not. So, yeah. We have been screwed over pretty goddamn hard here. What we can do is we play on my opponent's turn. So we do White Rabbit here. And let's see how my opponent reacts. If they're gonna do their negations, they should do it here because this is going to be seen as an extremely big sign of weakness because this is like the only play that's available. And lo and behold, we got Dragon's Mind, which is a card that features a really old monster. And yeah, destroy that card. Yeah, pay 2,500 life points. You can set the card. So this is an insane card, by the way, but you need a monster with 2,500 attack or defense. So there is that. I think we're just gonna pass here. Then we're gonna hit them with another Max C because it stopped them dead in their tracks last time. So let's see if it'll happen again. So let's see. We're gonna hold priority there during their draw phase. We're gonna drop the other Max C. Yes, we drew both copies. It's on a Saki one of, so there is that. Let's see what else they do here. If they do anything. Okay, Nadir Servant. Sure, that's fine. They could also just stop after their search. So, okay, they're gonna draw one card. They got Ecclesia. Sure. Let's see what they do here. Okay, yep, Garura. Draw one card. Sure. They have not done any special summoning as of yet. So, let's see what else they do here. Okay, normal summon Ecclesia. Sure. Activate Hurt Effect. Yeah, I can't do anything about that. I don't have any negation in hand. Dogmatic Punishment. I'm assuming this is just for a pop. And they could just attack, you know, attack with both. Okay, 2,500. Set it again. And yeah, I think they're playing around this really goddamn well. So there's that. So Malice, for as annoying as it is, it can be beat. It's just that if they manage to get their shit off first, it's extremely unstoppable, unfortunately. But when you make them go second, yeah, you see shit like this. They struggle pretty goddamn hard going second, so there is a chance to beat Malice. Just make them go second. So there is that. But even then, I have seen Malice players go second and even they can't punch through, so... Or rather, even they can punch through, so there is that. But yeah, a counter trap that refreshes itself at least once, but sadly I have a second one. Let's see what happens here. Okay, who do we banish? We can just banish the March Hare now, and then we don't need to normal summon ever. So there is that. March Hare, yes, activate your effect. There we go. Then you bounce yourself back to my hand. This could also just ruin some of the other combo lines, but I don't want to have to normal summon when I don't need to. So, March Hare, you banish Dormouse, or we can actually also banish the White Rabbit, now that I'm thinking about it. So, we banish the White Rabbit instead. So, we have 4 bodies on board. Then, White Rabbit, there we go. This will still allow us to have enough material on board to basically do the combo line. Okay, yep. Changing a monster to face down, sure. I don't think I'll be able to do much from there anyway. Sending Regenesis Sage, okay, sure. Okay, yep. Switching that to defense position, that is fine. Not that I mean, she's already done her job, so what more can I say? Okay. Then White Rabbit, do you have something for this? I'm assuming you do. Yep, Dogmatic Punishment. Yep. It's not going to stop what I'm going to do, but it removes a body on board, so there is that. Okay, sure, yep. And what did you send? Intis, sure. Then we get MTP07. I'm pretty sure this, yeah, it only banishes a face-up Malice monster, so yeah. Opponents got this, surprisingly. We have not normal summoned, and I don't think we can do anything with the face down, unfortunately. But we can still do this. So we banish Jessicat. Jessicat does her effects, and I don't know if my opponent still has any other pieces of interaction, but we're just gonna do it like this. It's not too optimal, unfortunately, but hey, what can you do? So we do this, then we get Splash Mage. Then Splash Mage effect, we revive any one of them. It works no matter who. So we put her here. Then we get Link Decoder. There we go. And then we summon him here. And then we go into the 2300 Transcode Talker. So we have 5 material on board. There we go. And I don't think my opponent has any more interaction from here, so I think we can just combo off very, very freely. So here we go. And then we get Transcode Talker. Then we get Splash Mage. And there we go. Now we have enough material on board to do whatever it is we need to do. Then we can get into Cyber's Wicked. And try to summon a thing, but we already have everything we need on board, unfortunately. So we can go into Firewall Dragon, but yeah, we're just gonna go into Allied Code Talker and just proceed from there. There we go. I mean, not more I can do because I literally don't have any. I don't have access to enough material, so there is that. So we get Transcode Talker, put him in the middle so that they're co-linked, and there we go. We just attack and attack. Boom. And we still have a negate at the ready in case something else happens. And yeah, a negate in a dream. Oh boy. And I'm pretty sure it's not going to be enough because they add a lot of shit to hand. This, I believe, opponent's turn, send this card to the graveyard. Yeah, send them to the graveyard during the end phase. Do I negate that? I'm pretty sure I should. So that they won't be able to do much from here. So, yeah. Yeah, I think I might as well negate it. There we go. So that you won't have too many more resources to contend with. So, yeah. This is like a pretty weak board, all things considered. And by the way, they still have the Bellstar in hand. So they can still do this. But I just don't know how far they're gonna be able to go. So this is the kind of back and forth that I expect out of Yu-Gi-Oh! But good God, with Malice just tearing it up so much right now, I don't know if they can. Something needs to be done to the goddamn ban list. Good God, we need hits to Malice bad. Even me being part of the problem, you know, we need something to be done about this. And I don't know what else I can say. Or rather, what else can I say? So, yeah, okay, Regenesis itself. Holy shit. There's an actual Regenesis card in the Regenesis archetype. Who knew? But yeah, I have no more negations. Unless it comes back around to my turn, they'll be able to do something about it. So, yeah. I'll just see you guys at the next interesting point. Or, you know what? I'm just gonna cut the video right here because I'm pretty sure my opponents got this somehow. Or if they don't, then this duel's gonna go on for a lot longer. But I can definitely understand, or rather, I guess you guys can understand why I'm going to cut the video here. Okay, they got rid of it, so they're gonna win. But I'm not going to record any more videos, or rather, any more duels with this deck because you've probably already seen this so much on the rank ladder already, and just me adding to the problem doesn't help at all. So, yeah, we're gonna cut it here, and you guys can see how to actually beat Malice. Just make them go second. While they can fight through it, if you know what their choke points are, then it's going to be very easy to defeat Malice, as you can see here. So if you guys like what you saw and learned a thing or two on how to beat Malice, hit like, comment, subscribe, and share this among your friends. And until next time, toodles!